writer named Alex was focused on finishing a long-awaited novel. In January, he wanted peace and inspiration. So he left the busy city and found a quiet room in an old, cozy building. It was a modest space with only a bed, a desk, a chair, and an old, ornate mirror hanging on the wall. The mirror, with its intricate frame, seemed oddly out of place in the otherwise simple room, but Alex liked it. It had an old-world charm that appealed to his sense of nostalgia. The first few days in the room were perfect. The quiet surroundings provided the ideal backdrop for his writing, and Alex made significant progress on his novel. He was happy and content, believing this to be the perfect environment for his creativity. But as the days passed, strange occurrences began to unsettle him. Pens vanished from his desk. Papers were found scattered across the room, and sometimes he would return to find the chair pulled away from the desk as if someone had been sitting there in his absence. At night, the quiet that once comforted him now felt oppressive. Alex would often hear whispers and feel an icy draft that seemed to come from nowhere. He tried to convince himself it was merely his imagination running wild due to the intense focus on his work. He avoided overthinking, but the feeling of being watched never completely left him. One particularly eerie night, as Alex lay in bed trying to sleep, he was jolted awake by a voice, a deep, resonant voice that seemed to come from within the room itself. "You will never leave here. You will stay with me." The voice was clear and menacing. Alex's heart raced, and he sat up in bed calling out for help. But his voice was swallowed by the oppressive silence. He tried to move, but his body felt heavy and unresponsive. When he opened his eyes again, the room was just as it had been before, but the cold chill persisted, and he felt a deep sense of dread. He couldn't stay there another minute. He quickly packed his belongings, determined to leave, but as he prepared to go, he glanced at the mirror one last time. To his horror, Alex saw that his reflection was no longer visible. Instead, the mirror displayed the face of another man, a man with a beard who looked disturbingly similar to him. Panicking, Alex tried to call out again, but no sound escaped his lips. He was mute, unable to make a sound, his voice trapped inside him. In a state of growing desperation, Alex watched as the other man moved to the desk. The man picked up Alex's pen and began writing in his book with a methodical, almost mocking precision. Alex felt a surge of anger and frustration, but his attempts to speak or move were in vain. The other man seemed to take pleasure in his torment, smiling coldly as he continued to write. Just then, Alex heard a knock at the door and recognized his friend's voice. "Are you there?" his friend called out. Alex's heart leapt with hope. If his friend came in, maybe he could help Alex. But as the door creaked open, the other man greeted his friend with an unsettlingly warm smile. "Come in," he said. "Come and see my room. I'm writing my book." Alex's friend stepped into the room, completely unaware of Alex's presence. "Oh, you have a beard now," his friend exclaimed, noticing the other man's transformation. Alex could only watch in horror as his friend engaged with the other man, completely oblivious to the real Alex's plight. The other man continued to write, unaffected by the presence of the friend. Alex's feelings of helplessness grew as he saw his friend interacting with the imposter. His friend seemed to be charmed by the other man's appearance and was taken in by his demeanor. Alex wanted to scream, to warn his friend, but his voice remained trapped within him. His attempts to move were futile, his body as unresponsive as ever. Despite his fear and frustration, Alex realized that he still possessed one powerful tool, his ability to write. Even if he couldn't speak or move, he could still communicate through his words. With renewed determination, Alex began to write his story on scraps of paper, documenting the strange occurrences and the man who had taken over his life. As he wrote, Alex felt a sense of empowerment, channeling his fear and anger into his words. The other man, engrossed in his own version of the book, was completely unaware of Alex's silent struggle. Alex's friend continued to interact with the imposter, oblivious to the true nature of the situation. The days passed, and Alex's writings grew into a detailed account of his experiences. He described the eerie events, the strange man, and his own feelings of terror and frustration. Each word he wrote was a testament to his will to overcome the fear and reclaim his voice. In the end, Alex's story became more than just a record of his ordeal. It was a powerful message about resilience and the indomitable human spirit. Though he remained trapped in the room, his words reached out, capturing the essence of his struggle and his determination to be heard. As time went on, Alex's story found its way beyond the confines of the room, touching the lives of others who read it. And though Alex's physical presence remained hidden, his voice lived on through the pages of his book, a testament to his enduring spirit. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the story and found it as captivating as I did. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting content. Thanks again for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.